I want to talk about last night's election. So I think that it was a win for everyone. I think it was a win for the Republicans. I think it was a win for the Democrats. And I think that, yes, it was also a loss for both of us because the Democrats were expecting to win the Senate and probably some other governor's races as well. And the Republicans were hoping for a red wave. You know, everybody was hoping for their wave. Nobody got their wave, but guess what? Everybody got something. And I think that's why it was a good election. I was hoping that everything would be red because I'm a Republican. I was just hoping, like, you know, we would like get like 60 seats in the Senate and, you know, maybe keep the House, and even like Mark Molinaro would have won New York State governor. He ended up losing by like 1 million votes, but he got like 2 million votes, which is, I mean, that's not nothing. So there are Republicans in New York State. But like, you know, I worked the elections in Orange County, New York in 2016, and during the presidential election, and I saw at the end of the night the printout. It showed that only 20% of people voted for Trump. So I should have known better. Now, Democrats in New York, they should not be complaining. They should be happy. And a lot of people that are like on talk shows, I just saw a short clip of like Van Jones being like very upset, you know, about the turnout of the election. New York State like is like completely Democrat now. Like the Republicans are in charge of nothing in New York, and they have nothing to be like upset about. Now, as far as New York State, like I gotta say, like I don't mind. I actually don't mind like that everything is Democrat in New York now, because I feel like, well, first of all, I live in an apartment, and so like my husband and I may be moving soon, so we could move to another state if we wanted to. But you know, there's also the whole thing that we're Christian, and so I don't know, if things get crazy here, laws get crazy, no more guns or something crazy like that, which I don't think can happen anyway, but then we'll move. But regardless of that, back to the election. So I just think that like also like it's actually kind of good that the Democrats won something, and the reason being is because they needed something to pacify them. Like, think about like if you have two kids, right? And one kid has like a toy, a piece of candy, and they get to go play. And then you have another kid that doesn't have any of that stuff. Like, how mad is that kid gonna be? But now you give the other kid, now the other kid has a toy. He has like one toy. So he can like feel a little bit better. So I feel like they have something now. They have the house, and like they should make the most of it. And you know what, honestly, like if they were in the right mindset, they would use the next 2 years to win people over and to show people like what they can do, you know, when they're in charge. I mean, on one hand, I want them to do that because I want them to make less trouble for our president, and I want the country to be a happier place. But on the other hand, I kind of don't want people to be like, oh, the Democrats are so great, look at all the stuff they've done. I don't know. I guess obviously it would be better if they were to pull off a really good next 2 years in the House and do some accomplishments. So, sports bike. It's like a warm day in November, so sports bikes are out. All right, I think that's about it. Oh, one side note. So apparently Jeff Sessions just resigned, and I didn't read anything about it. I just read Jeff Sessions resigned, and I just have a little thought on why that happened. I think he may have resigned because I don't know, like maybe Trump convinced him to resign. I don't know what it was, but now there's this threat of the Democrats launching a bunch of investigations. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe Trump wants somebody that is going to have his back, be able to get involved if necessary, and he wanted to wait till after the midterms for that. Maybe it was an agreement they had. I don't know anything about this stuff. Like, I didn't read an article. There may be a bunch of facts out there, but it's just my little idea things. Could be totally wrong. Okay, well, have a nice day. Happy autumn. And be happy. Just be happy that, you know, you got something. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican today, be happy that you won something. Just be content. Because you know what? Like, really, in the big scheme of things, like, we can't let this stuff get us down, tear us up inside. It's not worth it for your health. So be happy because you did win something. Bye.